Okay guys, hello and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about what I think is the best way to do gratitude journaling. Now a lot of people do gratitude journaling, but I think a lot of people go about it in the wrong way. And so we're going to talk about what that is, why I think it's easy to get the wrong idea with gratitude journaling. Because so many people that I know know about it, but don't do it. So if you don't know what it is, it's basically you just write down things you're grateful for. So you say, "Oh, I'm grateful for living in a sort of peaceful country. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm just alive. I'm grateful for the fact that I am. I have good friends around me. Whatever strikes you as whatever you're grateful for in that moment." And lots of people do these, and lots of people are aware of what they are, but I don't know anyone who's on to self-improvement who actually practices it consistently. And I'm one of these people myself. I think the reason why it's not practiced very consistently is because how you go about it is really the key. So I think the really key thing with gratitude journaling, and the way you can do it wrong, is you end up not really writing what you're truly grateful for in that moment. I think a lot of things you end up writing down are things that you're not actually very grateful for, because it's impossible to be grateful for everything. And like if you write down things like being grateful for being alive, being grateful to be alive, that's such a profound. There's so much profundity to something like that. To be grateful to just being alive. It takes a lot of practice at the skill of gratitude to truly understand what it means, to truly be grateful for being alive. Similarly, I'm grateful that I'm in a wealthy country. There's not a war going on in my country. I'm relatively safe. Stuff like that. If you've spent your whole life in a country that is at peace, it's not at war, again, incredibly difficult to just automatically be truly grateful for that on a deep level. Now, there's something in just writing it down. I'm not bashing that necessarily, but I think what we want to do with gratitude journaling, if we're doing it properly, is we want to you want to connect with stuff that you're truly grateful for on a much deeper level. And if you're just starting out in gratitude journaling, the things that you're grateful for, they're going to seem quite small and silly and insignificant. But that you have to start with these things. So okay, what do we start with if we're doing gratitude journaling? Well, I'm going to give you a list of some of the kind of things that I've started writing down or just acknowledging that I'm grateful for. And you'll see what I mean. So one thing is I cut my foot recently, and I've been walking around the house barefoot, and I thought my floor wasn't particularly clean, and I was worried that I was going to get an infection in my foot. And my foot where I cut it started to hurt a little bit, and I started thinking, I'm worried that's going to become an infection, and blah blah blah. I began to sort of get really anxious about it. But then in my mind, I just thought, I can't worry about this right now. Leave it. And a couple of days later, I realised that the sort of pain in my foot where I cut it had gone away, and I was like, thank fuck, what a relief. And then I was like, that's something to be grateful for. That's something I can really feel gratitude for the fact that my foot is, you know, is not infected. You know, again, tiny thing, a stupid thing, you know, sounds very silly, but in that moment I really experienced this sort of emotion of gratitude. And that's the kind of stuff you want to be writing down, because when you start writing it down, you start noticing it more and more and more, and slowly you can start noticing it for bigger and bigger things. The more you practice it, the more times you realise that you're grateful for something. So, you know, this example of my foot being infected or not infected, as it turns out, you know, maybe you're not as an anxious person as me, so that, you know, you won't find things like that. But, you know, things like you thought you didn't have any food in the house, and then you go back and you do. That kind of stuff, you know, that's easy. It's easy gratitude. You know, the real thing is you just want to feel that sense of gratitude when you write it down. And yeah, so just start small, guys. Start really small, and you know, slowly it will, just like every skill, it starts being a bit silly, but it's going to take you some time before you can start, you know, really sort of getting the bigger things to be grateful for. So yeah, anyway, guys, I hope this all makes sense. Gratitude is a very weird thing, so it's difficult to really wrap your head around it, but I hope you get something from this video. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.